Hi guys, it's Shimmy. So I was teaching a class this weekend and one of my students wanted to know a little bit about how to create dimension on their canvases. So I thought we would play today with a little bit of modeling paste, and I'm going to show you just a few techniques, probably that you already know, but just in case you don't, we're going to play with it. This is just a really cheap modeling paste. I got it from Michael's. It's the Artist Loft brand, and the bottle actually got messed up, so I had to put it in this little container. But we're going to play with it a little bit. I have a palette knife. That's kind of the best thing to use when you're working with modeling paste. And I just cut out some heart shapes from watercolor paper. If you're going to do this on paper, it does need to be a thicker paper, but you could absolutely do it on regular a canvas. I think that's what she's probably going to use it for, but I just want to show you a few techniques. So first, for the heart, what we can do is you can just cut out a piece of paper that you're going to use, and if you want it to kind of come out of the canvas a little bit, or on a piece of paper, or you want it to have a lot of dimension and texture, you can just put a little bit of modeling paste on it. So you can do it really nice and thin like that. Kind of like, it's kind of has the consistency of frosting, just like that. My favorite modeling paste to use is actually the Deco Art ones. That was my favorite. So we could do something like that, where it has just a little bit of texture, but you can make it as smooth or as flat as you want, okay? Just like that. And then you could attach this right on your canvas. And I think I've done this before. It is a little bit hard to attach to the canvas. You have to use kind of a heavy, like, matte medium or gel medium. And you also want to make sure that it's fully dry, and you do need to weigh it down. But if I wanted to, I could go in here and I could grab the back of my brush, paintbrush, and I could go and make like little actual designs into it like that. And that texture will dry on top of it, okay, like that. So I could do something like that, and then you just let it dry, okay? Another way that you can use it too is you can create your own kind of shapes. Like here, I'm just gonna put down like 2 or 3 blobs of color, or of modeling paste. So I'll kind of put them like in a circular motion, or as best as I can. And you can tint modeling paste too, which is fun. But I think it's best if you just kind of play with your products. Like, don't get anything that's too expensive that you're like not going to want to play with. You know, start out cheap, and then if you like it, you can use the most expensive brands. And if I wanted to make like a little flower shape, I could just go in here, or a little spiral shape, I could go in here and just go through. I don't really like that part there, but the great thing about it is you can take modeling paste off too, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And then I could color that with watercolor, with paint, with whatever I want. We could also just try to see if we could lay a dimensional one. So if I just make little C's, I should be able to make maybe like a rose shape. And you could add ink to them. You can kind of experiment and see whatever kind of medium you like to add to it. Okay, so that's kind of a flower-ish shape thing, maybe. And I can go in and kind of clean it up a little bit too with my palette knife. And I actually do not like that at all, but I'm going to go with it. And you can build it up, so if you do this first set and then you let it dry, that'll work. So let's just go in with the tip of this and just make a flower shape. That's what we'll do. It's a little bit finer than this one here because I didn't use the back of the paintbrush, but that's okay. Very good. Okay. Alrighty, so you can draw in it, you can make it form different things. We could also do maybe like a flame shape. Let's see if I could do that. Like here maybe. Could make like maybe a triangular shape. See, something like that. And then I could have it maybe vary in sides and make a whole bunch of flames on a canvas or something and just let that dry. Another really fun thing that you can do is use stencils. Now, with stencils, you have to make sure that you clean it off super duper quick. So do not leave modeling paste on your stencils. You will not be happy. It is not good to use to leave on your stencils. You can use it with them, but make sure that you clean them off. Okay. So we can just pick a design. Maybe we'll pick this one. And I love using really delicate designs. It's really great. You can use big ones or delicate ones as long as you have a nice thin hand. So you're just going to load up your palette knife. Okay. And you can go right in and go over. And I'm just using that edge there to kind of bring everything over. And it always takes less than you think. But that's a great way to add texture to your pages. And see how pretty it is? It looks really cool when you do it with words too. Right? And I can color that and it'd be so pretty. Now to clean up your stencil, I like to hit it with a little bit of water. Just like that. Really quickly. Right? And then I can grab a baby wipe. Or two. Usually takes me two because I like to make sure that mine are nice or clean. I really don't mind about paint and stuff, so I don't bother. My stencils look horrible. Like when it comes to paint, I totally leave them dirty, but that's just because the paint doesn't really interfere with it that much, and I'm lazy sometimes. So, but with the modeling paste and the other mediums, make sure that you clean it off very, very well. Okay. Awesome. So, and you could do this like on top of a shape that you cut out too on your canvas. You could also use it with a paintbrush. It's a little bit harder, but you can do it. So if we go here, we can apply it with a paintbrush. We can kind of build it up a little bit. And it gives it nice little texture. Sometimes it can be a little hard. I recommend you use a palette knife. It's easier. But you can do it, you know, if you have to. So hopefully that answered a couple of your questions to do with modeling paste. I will come back after these have dried a little bit. But maybe I have some pieces that I can show where I've used. Well, I don't have anything actually that here next to me that I could show you that have modeling paste in it. So I'm going to let these dry and I'm going to come back after they're dry and then we'll finish up the video. Hi guys, so this is how it looks after it's dried. So you can see here, sometimes you will get it like rolling off a little bit, so it's good to take a brush and kind of go through. But you can see that it does turn out very, very well. And it's a great way to add texture and dimension. And you could just glue this on a canvas, or you could cut this into different shapes too. So you could do flames if you wanted, or a ray would be really pretty, or whatever you'd like. Let's paint one of these really quick. We'll paint one. Let's see. Let's do some pink maybe. Just grabbing what I have on my desk. I didn't really mix that together very good, but that's all right. Can do a little bit of this beautiful cinnamon red color. If I can get it. Oh, there we go. Alrighty. So it's great, and you just paint it like you would paint anything. I'm going to wet my brush a little bit. Sometimes you have to wet your brush with acrylic paints. Okay, and oops, ooh, that's a pretty red color. Okay, and we can go right in here and kind of bring that to life, like so. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with the red maybe and add that just right at the base here to just create like a little shadow. Just like that. there's one kind of a rose shaped looking thing, right? And then we can go in with a little pink. And it's probably best to add the dark first and then layer the light on top. But I forget that sometimes. And I'm being like not gentle at all. Like I'm really getting into those crevices. So just to show you, you don't have to be so gentle. You know, and you could go in and add highlights and really just go to town, right? Right on your modeling paste. Just like that, okay? Really cool, okay? Awesome. Okay guys, so that's it. I'm going to let you go. Hopefully you found some cool and interesting ways to use modeling paste in your work. I love to use it. And like I said, you can absolutely go get some just at Michael's. Their Artist Laugh works really, really well. You know, it's great for what it is, and you can use that and then see, you know, what you like best. I'm actually going to paint this since I paint on here. I don't know what I'm going to use this for, but I have lots of things like that, and then I end up using them. So, yeah. So you can definitely use modeling paste. I've started painting abstracts, so I've been using a lot of it in that way, but I'm going to start a new channel all about my abstracts and my fine art. So hopefully I'll have that up at least by the end of November, so you can see how I use modeling paste in even cooler ways than this, okay? But hopefully this gives you an idea of how you can use it in your art journal, on canvases, and hopefully you're inspired. Don't forget me to give a thumbs up, and please share this video with your friends. Hope you're having a wonderful day. See you on Thursday. Bye bye.